What up? Satem Ali, the Reverend of the Revolution. Welcome to your Daily Revolution. Today's topic. This is the main reason you will stay broke and struggling. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to your Daily Revolution. It's great to be with you today. Look, I just had a powerful conversation with a client. And with the client's permission, I'm going to share it here with you. Client is struggling, right? Has a big business. And again, you might be listening to this thinking, well, if someone makes $1 million or 10 million or, 30 million or it doesn't any number, they must be doing something right. And of course they are. But here's the reality, right? People who want to produce results, we deal in reality. We live in reality. We don't live in fantasy land. And the reality is this, the people who are broke and struggling, and broke doesn't necessarily mean financially broke. You could be broke physically. You could be broke mentally. Like you could just be broke in your mindset or broke in your habits. And that's why you fail to produce the results you want. But yes, for the entrepreneurs out there, let's talk about money. The reason you plateau, the reason you don't grow, the reason you don't level up is really, really simple. You are more addicted to making excuses versus doing the work. That's it. Like check this out. I used to knock doors for a living. I recruited a team. I had an amazing team. And the way the doors work is really simple. If you sell accounts, you make money. If you don't sell accounts, you go broke, you go home, go do something else. Like that's it. So, okay, the only way to sell accounts on the doors or any sales job is you got to be on the doors or on the phone or in a conversation. That's it. And it's crazy that some people, they knock 3 or 4 doors, they get a little discouraged, and then they go sit at a gas station, and then they hope and wish and want that the problems will just go away. Listen, the only way to get really good at sales is to sell. If you're on the doors, it is to walk, knock, and talk. Again, walk, knock, and talk. Hello, my name is, are you the owner here? And if you're doing sales over the phone, it's the same thing. But the reason people are going to stay broke, the reason you're going to not be a starter on the football or basketball team, the reason that you're never going to be able to provide and have a savings account that you can look at and say, wow, the reason you don't travel first class, the reason you don't have a brand new car, the reason your marriage is crap, the reason that you wander around aimlessly without purpose is simply because you are addicted to making excuses. You make excuses. You don't want to do the work. So instead of doing the work, you make up excuses to justify your dysfunctional behavior. Are you serious? Really? That's the life you want to live? A life of excuses? A life of, it's reasons or results. 10 years ago, I attended an event in Salt Lake City, and his name was Harv Eker. And Harv said, reasons or results. Reasons or results. I've never forgotten that. Reasons or results. You either have reasons and make up reasons why you can't do the work, or you produce results. Plain and simple. Right? Plain and simple. Like you either do the work or you don't do the work. You either do what's required or you don't do what's required. Plain and simple. You either walk and knock and talk, or you sit at a gas station. You either pick up your phone and email and dial out and call the leads and text them, or you don't. You're either prepping your food and eating healthy and clean, 80 to 90% of the time, or you're not. You're either getting up, getting on your Peloton, going for a walk, going to the gym, or you're not. Like there's no in between. And you can tell there's a little fire in my voice. Why? Because most people are addicted to making up excuses. Are you? Do you make up excuses? Do you even know what you want? And one of the reasons why it's easy to make up excuses is because you are not clear on exactly what it is that you want. Let me say this again. You are not clear on exactly what you want. Most people, they're just going to, go through the motions. They're going to do what they do. They kind of live in land of mediocrity. Look, I will say this boldly. Most people have lives of mediocrity. They live in a life of quiet desperation, and they beautifully rationalize and justify their garbage behavior. Look, are you that person right now? Do you even live a life of excellence? Do you get up early? Do you handle your work? Do you plan? Do you journal? Do you meditate? Do you work out? Do you drink some form of grain? Do you spend time with your spouse and your children? Or do you just continue to waste time? Look, again, I think about another example. Years ago, I had this client who wanted to do what I was doing. He wanted to be a coach, an influencer, a speaker. And yet I was like, well, why don't you tell me what your day looks like right now? He's like, well, I do this. I was like, no, track every single minute of the day. I want to know what you're doing. And he avoided giving me his schedule. And I'm like, well, where's your schedule? And he avoided it. And I said, look, give me the schedule. And I said, you don't need to lie. Just, I'm a coach. I'm your coach. Just tell me the truth. He would get lost in sites. He would waste time looking at articles. He would do anything and everything to not do what was required, right? We call those hide behind activities. You're hiding behind busyness to make you feel good when in reality, you're not doing what's required. Look, I got a physical trainer right now. His name is Ed. I send him a picture of me every single Thursday with my shirt off, front, side, back. I can say one thing, but man, if I'm not eating the foods, it's going to show on my body. It's going to show. So, what does this mean for you? Are you making excuses still? Do you still make excuses? Are you addicted to finding reasons to not do what's required? Right? And I'm a man who sits in church on Sundays. I worship. And we have a thing called the sacrament. It's a bread and water. It's like communion for Catholics, but we call it the sacrament. And we have speakers and classes, and we have responsibilities. And I'm a church-going, faithful guy, right? I'm a God-fearing man. I'm a Christian. And it doesn't mean that I won't whoop someone's ass if they're not doing the work. Getting results and being real about it and direct doesn't mean that I can't still pray to God and be a loving guy. But one of the greatest things I can do is be direct with people. So I believe in God, but man, faith without works is dead. Too many of you right now, you are living in fantasy land. Fantasy land is where you think you can just get by winging it, by not doing the work. You hope and pray and you fast and you throw up, 10 prayers a day and you just hope and pray. Look, in context, right, there's a billionaire out there. He says, hope is the raw material of losers. And I'm not saying that they're a loser. I'm saying their behaviors are the stuff that losers do. They don't do the work. They hope. And I'm not talking in a spiritual context here. I'm talking about your job, your work, your health, your fitness. Can you do the work? The answer is yes. Will you do the work? Will you do it? Or you continue to make excuses and find reasons to not do the work versus get results? Look, if your life sucks right now, you need someone to tell you it sucks. You need someone to tell you that. You need that without a doubt. You need someone to say, hey, my life isn't that great. It's not that good. It's not working. So my final words of the podcast is really, really simple. Do the work. Do what's required. Do what you said you would do. Stop making up excuses. Stop coming up with reasons. Stop doing all this stuff that just does not get the job done. Stop it. Stop doing that. If your job is to do a certain or specific thing that gets results, do that. Do it today. Look, I believe in you 100%. That's why I'm being direct, Sometimes you need to hear a direct podcast get up off your butt and do the work. Stop making excuses. Stop being addicted to making excuses. Stop justifying your mediocre behavior. Get up and do the work. Have an awesome day. I'm out. For more info on joining the revolution and living your greatest life of prosperity today, go to www.yourdailyrevolution.com and join us in waking up, turning your brain on, and prospering today.